name is Morenike Ominike. I'm Executive Director Operations for VFD Group PLC. For unstructured markets, I think the first thing that a small business needs to do is to get an adjustable business model. A good business model where it can adjust to changing regulations and changing structure will be the primary focus. With respect to regulatory clients, I think getting compliance professionals who better understand the terrain, the compliance environments, with respect to regulations that govern the operations of each business, and quickly adapt to the changing regulations within the operating space as they evolve. That would better help the company adjust or adapt to the changing regulations within the environment. I think the first will be cash flow optimization. The business will be able to optimize its cash flow and better understand its cash needs during the process. Also get people or consultants that better understand taxation to also help better utilize taxes or minimize taxation within the space. With respect to inflation, get diversified product or service offerings. So have diverse revenue sources that can also help within those inflammatory times or during the inflammatory time. Okay, so with respect to cost optimization, I think the first thing would be better understand your cost needs, diverse a plan or have a cash flow that projects your costs over the period or over a 1-year period. And when you have that cash flow, you're able to predict when you would ultimately need cash and then provide for those cash at those instances. With respect to taxation, it is always important for a business to have tax consultants who can better advise on the best way to implement the taxation or tax laws that can better optimize the businesses. And I think finally, with respect to diversification, it is important that you diversify your revenue, even for little investors or small investors. You can't put all your eggs in one basket, so you have to put your eggs in different baskets. So that basically helps. So when one business revenue or one revenue line is not optimally providing revenue, other sources can provide those revenues. So those are the ways at which you can also diversify your revenue lines. To build a business that thrives, I think the primary thing would be to get skill sets, people who have experience in the respective roles or business units that you have established within the organization. That will be the first thing. The second thing will be to establish a good governance framework. So in establishing a good governance framework, you have policies, processes in place, and not just in place, they're also implemented. So you have SOPs, you have policies, you have everything in place to ensure that the business is running optimally and operationally efficiently. And I think the last thing would also be with respect to standardization, right? If you standardize processes, if you have everything articulated, everybody has a good understanding of what the expectation is within the organization, you properly communicate what the expectation is, and everybody understands what the overall objective of the business is. Yeah, I'm able to move from hustle to a scalable business. So instead of hustling at every point in time, the business becomes a lot more scalable. Accelerate action.